Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel. We are on Secret World Legends. This is the final day of the Whispering Tide event, which opens the Tokyo region. And in fact, this is the very last Flappy public raid. It is what it is. What is it? 8 a.m. EST, so that's 8 p.m. here, where I'm from. This is the very last Flappy raid. And after this, in about 45 minutes time, we're gonna have the aftermath, the Whispering Tide aftermath event, which is the big one, the final showdown, and that's gonna be opening the Tokyo region after a downtime, I suppose. So yeah, that's lots going on tonight, and I really wanted to do this live. I wanted to do this in a live stream, but unfortunately my internet has issues. And for those of you that watch my Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire preview, holy crap, I'm gonna get punished here. Yeah, too much talking. But yeah, for those of you that watch my live stream on Sunday, you guys will know that I had a bunch of disconnect issues during that live stream. So I did some private test streams earlier today, and yeah, it is my internet, so I won't be streaming for a while until I get that fixed. So I have to, unfortunately, do this offline, and Tokyo is coming. And on top of that, earlier today I just put out a video, and Funcom released a statement about the brand new The Secret World TV series, which is going to be produced by Johnny Depp and his film production company in partnership with a bunch of others. But it's so exciting to know that, you know, The Secret World is getting its own TV show. You know, a lot of us players have said for many times over the past few years that TSW at least deserves its own, like, you know, virtual comic or anime TV show, or just something outside the game, because the stories are, you know, writing's great, the stories are great, and to have any form of, you know, lore or sort of a story continuity outside of the game would be, you know, fantastic for those of us that actually do enjoy the game setting, the game plot, and all these characters. So to finally see that, you know, it is a real thing and it is possible, and that it was in the works for quite some time, according to that post, is really awesome. And, you know, Johnny Depp is a big name. He is an A-list celebrity in Hollywood, so for someone like him, well, it's his company, but again, I don't know how involved he was in this, or, you know, if he's directly involved in the decision-making process, or if he's even a fan of it. We have no idea, because there's just no information and that kind of stuff at the moment. But yeah, I'm really thrilled and actually pretty impressed that, you know, there are some film people out there that has taken a look at this game and, you know, thought the stories was good and it was good enough to have its own TV show. So in the meantime, I will finish this boss off with this bunch of people here. And to be fair, you know, I've done this every week pretty similarly at this time. Let me just change that for you so you can see what time it is here for me. It's 8. So this is probably the largest crowd I've seen online doing the Flappy raid at this time, because I think everybody's just waiting for the aftermath of the Whispering Tide event, which is happening, as I say, in about 40 minutes now. So it's good to see a lot of people here. That means this guy, Flappy's going down really fast. I mean, his health is, yeah, he's almost dead. I'll just say 2 more minutes and he's done. He's smoked. So what's gonna happen is I will be fast forwarding this, and I'll catch you guys after Flappy gets killed here to talk some more about Secret World Legends. Be right back, y'all. Alright folks, we are back outside of the Flappy raid, and that just got done. So I went and checked my audio, and in fact the audio was working fine. It's just that I plugged in the wrong jack for my headphones. I plugged in the microphone jack into the audio port, so noobish error there, so the audio might have been a little too loud for you guys. I apologize for that. That's been fixed now. So now the waiting begins. We have about 45 minutes until the aftermath of the Whispering Tide event happens. Again, as I say, this is the final day of the Whispering Tide event. That was the last Flappy raid. It is 8:15 here EST and GMT plus 8, so again, a lot of people just hanging out here in Secret World Legends. We're all just waiting for the conclusion. And Tokyo is opening up. You can already see it over there, folks. You can already see the Tokyo Agartha portal. I recognize that, you know, that pink and purple hue of the the flowers when you first enter the oh man, I forgot what the name of the park was, but yeah, that's where all the magic's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. So now the waiting game begins. Let's spend some time talking about Tokyo, and one of the mechanics that we know used to be in Tokyo, which was the Aegis system. Now the Aegis system is basically, as I said earlier in the raid, it is another form of horizontal progression. Actually, it's vertical progression because it is a mandatory system, an additional set of gear that you needed in order to effectively play through the Tokyo region in the secret world. Which, of course, I don't even know how many people playing that. I guess a lot of people are on Secret World Legends now. So when that first got released, I mean, the feedback wasn't exactly great because it did have some grinding involved. Players needed to get 2 controllers, one for each weapon hand, just as how we have a primary weapon and a secondary weapon. Back then we needed 2 controllers. And what this Aegis controllers does, and why we need it, is because mobs in the Tokyo region, from your Oni demons to your cyborgs to your spirits, everything that you encounter in Tokyo will have an additional health bar or energy bar. I think it's called the Aegis bar back then, and they would be different colors. So for example, the Oni demons will be in one area of Tokyo and they'd have red colored Aegis shields, while the spirits will have the purple colored Aegis shield, and they are on a different part of Tokyo. So players had to go and collect different Aegis controllers. You'll get 3 on each weapon slot, so you'd have your red, your blue, and your purple, and on the other hand the same thing, red, blue, and purple. And you needed these controllers because when you do damage on the controller that the primary weapon is slotted in, then you remove that mob's Aegis shield bar. So a purple controller will remove a purple Aegis shield for the mob, and blue and purple and red, and so on and so forth. So that's basically what it was, and you would level up your controllers, your Aegis controllers, using, oh gosh, it's been a while. You used to buy them with Pax Romana, I think. You'll get a toolkit that you can upgrade the quality of your controller. So that in itself was like a mini grind. And a lot of people just said, it's just too much work. And Tokyo is that sort of a region where, the story continues a year or so after the game got released, or 2 years, in fact. So, a lot of people just wanted to continue the story, but they also wanted something more added to the game, because we already had auxiliary weapons. And then we had the thing that came with scenario augments. That's the word I was looking for. We got augments that came with scenarios. So I guess we were hungry for a different mechanic, and Funcom introduced the Aegis system, which unfortunately wasn't the answer for a lot of people. Me personally, I didn't mind it too much, because once you get the hang of the Aegis system and you realize that you don't actually need to level the controllers up very high. Like for me, I stopped at 4. I think I got it to 4. I forget what the numerical rating was for the controller, but I just got mine to like a 4 or something, and I stopped because that was more than enough for me to kill or to reduce all the mobs' Aegis shields down in a good enough time or pace for me. Then I didn't mind going too much because the pacing just felt right for me at 4. So I saw no reason to grind marks or black bullions to get more. Unfortunately, a lot of players don't feel the same as I do. Again, it's one of those things that the Secret World is very, very well known for, and it's polarizing their player base on certain stuff, and the Aegis system was one of that. Some people took it well, some people didn't, but at the end of the day, I think everybody agreed that the Aegis system could have been implemented better. And later on, the Tokyo zone, when they introduced the Irachi Tower and some of the dungeons, they had Aegis mechanics in them as well. So for those landscape PvE side players who hated the Aegis system, they probably never got to play any of the dungeons because it was locked and gated by Aegis, which again is not one of my favorite designs. Which is needing players to grind that stuff out if they want it to be effective there. So Anyway, long story short, in last Friday's stream, we found out that the Aegis system is no longer going to be a thing here in Secret World Legends because the devs have said that, come tomorrow, we're not going to see any form of an Aegis system mechanic for PvE in the Inner Kaidan zone. Uh, but it's still it's not being removed from the game completely. I think there's gonna be some story and some quests that will reference to it because it's still part of the lore. I guess issue 8, I think it was, which was the Venetian agenda. You had to gain certification and you had to gain qualification to get into Tokyo, and if I'm not mistaken, the Aegis was referenced there. I can't be too sure, but they've said in the stream that it's going to be referenced and talked about, but we no longer have to go and get all the QL or the controllers and have to level them up as we did back in the Secret World. So, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Personally, now when I think about it, because of what Secret World Legends is, this particular game, I mean, they've removed augments, they removed a whole bunch of stuff, and Aegis, I do like the augment system. I think that gave us a bit more control on how we would increase DPS or how we would fine-tune our characters to play a certain role. If we wanted to be more support, we could be more support. If we want to be more tanky, we could be more tanky. And that was just adding more options instead of just relying on the different talismans and signets. So augments added that extra flexibility, whereas the Aegis was just a gear check. So if you ask me which of the two I'd rather have, I'd say I'd rather have augments. Unfortunately, we don't have augments, and now the Aegis system is being removed. I think it's great for the large majority of PvE players who do not want to spend time grinding for those controllers and having some content gated from them because they either don't have the time or can't get your Aegis shields and controllers up to do difficult story content and dungeon content. So in that regard, I think it's a good move that it's being removed from the game. Now, on the other hand, where I see a problem with this is that there's nothing really new being added mechanics-wise. Everything else, like from a cosmetic point of view, weapon skins are already coming on Wednesday. It's coming with the Tokyo patch. It's going to be included in your dressing room, so you can pretty much just change your weapon skins from here. And all the weapons in your bank or currently or in your inventory that you have that's exotic or of a different skin will be automatically saved to your dressing room. So if you got something in your bags right now, and depending on when I put out this video, it may be too late, but if you got something exotic, you may want to save that before you sell it off or consume it to fuse or empower some of your weapons. So that's coming. And besides that, when it comes to gameplay wise, there's not any. I don't think there's any plans to introduce something as big as the Aegis system. So now we're getting Tokyo, primarily new content. Well, I say new, but in Secret World Legends terms, we're getting new content for Secret World Legends. But it's not adding any new mechanics. So I wonder when they're gonna start adding new mechanics, something outside the box, something we haven't seen before, something the Secret World always needed but never got. That's the mechanics that I'm very much looking forward to, whether that be the reintroduction of auxiliary weapons if we need it, because having played this game a whole bunch since early access for the review and for my own leisure, frankly speaking, I don't even see a need for auxiliary weapons because of how streamlined the game is right now. But if they want to bring it back for content after Tokyo, because some form of the landscape will players can benefit from having a wide range of weapons, including auxiliary and augments for that fact, then yeah, I'm all for it. So in the meantime, I'd really love to hear what you guys' thoughts are. I've put out a couple of videos in the past, just talking about the combat system in general, and that's kind of based on my research of having looked at the forums and looked at the old Reddit and scoured YouTube to see what the general player base were feeling about some of these systems that, in their opinion, made the combat system almost unplayable, and the kind of reasons why they quit the game in the first place. So yeah, I'd really love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on no longer having the Aegis. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Are you happy that Tokyo is going to be a very streamlined experience now without having to grind for those controllers? Or if you believed in Aegis system, then would Tokyo feel pretty empty without it, without having that new mechanic? So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And we have about 20 minutes to go before the aftermath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward again, and I will catch you guys for the beginning of the aftermath event. So I'll be right back. Alright folks, we are back, and 3 minutes away from whatever is going to happen, the aftermath of the Whispering Tide. There's a lot of people in my instance. I've been watching other streamers, and again, I'm not live unfortunately because of internet problems, but I've been watching other streamers. Jin is currently live, or Jingy as some of you know her. She's, all over Twitter in SWLRP. She's pretty much a pillar of the TSW SWL community. She was streaming. She's streaming right now, and I've been watching her. Just checking out her instance. There's a lot of people in her instance, and it's the same here. There's a lot going on. It's been years, 3 years since the last one. But a couple of the cool things happening. You can see down there that a tidal black filth wave of whatever. So I can't remember if we're supposed to go there. Public raid, which this thing is going to take us to. Everybody, of course, is standing or hanging out near the Tokyo portal, which I assume this will take us to Tokyo. I have no idea. Where does this one go again? That goes to Savage Coast. So lots of things could be happening. Oh, lore. Just grab that real quick. 2 minutes. Countdown begins. Yeah, there is some lore specifically for the the Whispering Tide event. So if you've not gotten your lore or whatever, do it soon. I don't think they'll stick around for long. So I'm not even sure if the game will go down for like a patch to open Tokyo. I think they'll just turn on a switch and everybody will be able to enter Tokyo. That's why we're hanging out here. We shall see. 1 minute to go. I'm also keeping an eye on Jin's stream to see where the fun's at. I mean, her instance, she looks like she's got double the amount of people and players that I have here. It looks a lot because I've got nameplates turned on, so I can see everybody and their runic automate on pet. They're just filling up my screen here, and hopefully, if it's another final boss fight or raid or whatever, it doesn't lag too much. So 1 minute to go. Should be happening very, very soon. Let me just swap to my main story here. I'm still awaiting contact from my faction handler. Any second now. So since Jin is here on the main platform on her stream, I'm just gonna go ahead and head on over to public raid and see what's happening over here. Oh boy. We've got the big guy doing something. The custodian here doing something. Shit's about to go down. Oh dear. Platform shaking. Oh, do you see that? You see that? That's the bird. They're all hitting pathogen bird. They're all flying into Tokyo. They are going. Something's calling them. They're everywhere. Look at them. That's awesome. We've been killing so many over the past few days. Alright, so Jin's on the same platform, public raid, so this is where it's going down. Look at the amount of people here. We got a lot of people. Yeah, look at the amount of flappy birds just heading over to the Tokyo area right now. That is a lot of birds. That number is multiplying like nuts. That's a spooky sight, to be honest. Oh, I hear something. I totally just heard the issue 7 music. I walk into empty. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that or heard that. Oh, there it is again. Okay, things are definitely picking up now. Well, folks, I'm back on the main platform, or flapform, as players in chat are calling it. And basically, the aftermath of the Whispering Tide event is pretty much aesthetic stuff. Just watching all the flappies fly through the Tokyo portal, and we saw the big custodian, spraying his goo all over the public raid area, just clearing up some of the filth. And I guess now it's just preparing for the Tokyo portal to open. And in my head, because when I did the Whispering Tide event back in 2014, on the Secret World, I did all the entire Whispering Tide event up until the last day when I was actually caught up at work, so I could not join the aftermath or whatever. So I was looking forward to seeing what the big finish is here, because back on the Secret World, you had different phases of the Whispering Tide event. Nothing of that sort here, just pretty quick and easy, 14 days of flappy fights, and at the end of it all, the payoff and why everybody was on today and here on the platform 15 minutes ago was just to watch all the flappies flying into Tokyo, which is basically the conclusion of the Whispering Tide event, on top of, hearing Emma, spoilers, but whatever. You've had some time to play the game. If you haven't already, it's not my problem anymore. So Emma was humming I walk into empty tune, and people were saying in chat that there was a huge ass flappy hovering above the platform here. I did not see it, not in my instance anyway, but there's just really random cool stuff like that. So that's basically it. I guess in the next patch, or in a few hours or whatever, Wednesday essentially, just tomorrow for me, in only a few hours, we will be able to enter that portal over there at Tokyo, where the story continues. Of course, you'll get to meet brand new NPC characters, you get to do new missions. The main story continues, so you'll probably get a text message from whoever your faction handler is, and you'll go and continue the story there. Also important to note is you will get your, I hope so, your ultimate ability. If you remember, in the base story, the main story, you had 3 different intervals between stories where you had to go into the dream engine, and you had to make some choices, whether you're good or whether you're evil. The payoff and the result of those choices will be revealed to you when you play in the Tokyo region. So yeah, that's also coming. And yeah, I guess that's it for the Whispering Tide and the aftermath of the Whispering Tide event. I really was expecting so much more, like maybe a final boss fight or something more than that. I had no idea, and I didn't care to research it beforehand because I didn't want to spoil anything. But so yeah, that's basically it. A whole bunch of flappies just flying through into the Tokyo portal, and everyone just chilling out. New players, of course, would not know this. For those players that are joining us from Steam or whatever, they are still asking in chat, is that all, or is there another flappy fight and everything? I don't think there is, and I can't really stay online here too much to check it out, because I now have to go to the Lord of the Rings online to begin my Mordor adventure. So I have to go, and this is probably the end of the video here. Again, very sorry I can't do this live. I really wanted to live stream. Unfortunately, I will DC a lot, and the stream gets interrupted a lot, so hey. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. This is going to be uploaded slightly late, so this could be way into tomorrow, I guess. So yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I'm Adrian. I make MMO videos and review them whenever I can. Leveling streams as well, to show you guys the ins and outs of how I go about reviewing my MMO. So if that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button, and I thank you for watching. Later, guys. Oh, bloody hell, it's you again. Well, don't just stand there. If you want to subscribe to the channel, click the button in the middle. If you want to watch more videos, click the cards to the left or to the right. Now bugger off and go bother somebody else.